If you've spent any time browsing posture forums on the internet, you've probably seen people posting pictures of their posture, asking what's wrong. Now, as a professional postural therapist, this drives me nuts, and I wanted to make a video about it because I see so many poor postural pictures, or where people just post one picture and expect someone to give them everything about their posture from one picture. On and on and on. I could go on all day, but really, what I want to talk about is how to take 4 perfect postural pictures. We're going to be covering the 4 main aspects of this: attire, making sure you have the proper attire, making sure you have the proper equipment, making sure you have the proper framing, and making sure you have the proper body placement. So let's get into it. My name is John Clark with the Posture Pain Connection. I'm certified by the Egoscue Institute to perform postural therapy, and I'm here today in an embarrassing outfit because I want to address one concern that so many people have when they're taking postural pictures, or when they're maybe sending them to their therapist, things like that, and they're afraid of how they look. So I'm unshowered, my hair is a mess, I'm wearing an old workout shirt that's full of stains, and I'm wearing my skivvies here. So I can assure you I don't feel comfortable being in front of the whole world here dressed like this, and I hope that that inspires you to feel comfortable sending your postural pictures to someone for analysis. Now, that's the key word, analysis. Just like any other analysis you do, the analytical process can only be as good and as valid as the data that you provide. That's why it's so important to have 4 perfect pictures if you want the most precise and high quality analysis possible of your posture. So let's first talk about attire. Now notice I'm wearing light colors. You don't want to have really dark colors because you can't see the shadows and things like that that are so useful when performing a postural analysis. So light attire. What's next? Well, you notice I got my shirt tucked in. If you have a tank top, that's even better, or if you're comfortable for women in a sports bra, or men without a shirt, you can do that, but I don't want to make you watch me for several minutes here without a shirt, so I'm going with a tight, a well-fitting shirt, fully tucked in here. And what's next? We want to make sure that the kneecaps are fully visible. That's why I'm in my underwear, because all my shorts that I like to wear usually hang just below my kneecaps. So you want to make sure that whatever types of shorts you're wearing, that they are cut off above the kneecaps so you can see the full kneecaps. That's because the kneecaps indicate femur direction. My next video, by the way, is going to be about posture analysis, so if you want to know what femur direction means, check out that video when it comes out. What's next? We want to make sure that there's no socks or shoes, unless, of course, you can't stand comfortably without those. If it causes you so much pain to stand that you can't stay still for the pictures or something, then you got to wear the shoes. I understand that. But ideally, you're not going to have any socks or shoes on for the posture pictures. Finally, actually, no, I think that's it. I listed one of them twice on my notes there. Oops. Let's get on to equipment. So we're taking pictures, so obviously we need a camera of some type, right? You can use your all-in-one camera, a DSLR, your phone, whatever you have that's a HD picture. And secondly, for equipment, you're going to need a way to stabilize the camera. Now, I usually use a tripod, and I mount my phone on a tripod. But if you don't have a way to mount your phone, look what you can do. Grab 2 books, 2 yoga blocks. Look at this. I've got my camera app open. You can see me right here. Hello. And I've got the phone mounted and stabilized here. Now, besides being mounted and stabilized in however fashion you choose to do that, I would recommend, again, the tripod or the 2 books or blocks method here. You want to make sure that the camera is perpendicular to the ground in 2 dimensions. What do I mean by that? Well, I don't want the camera angling down to the ground like this, pointing towards the ground, or pointing up towards the ceiling, angled either way that way. Phone should be perpendicular to the ground this way, and also the phone should be perpendicular to the ground this way. I don't want to see the phone tilted this way, tilted that way. And this goes into why do we have the camera mounting equipment? That's because the phone needs to stay in the same place throughout all 4 pictures. If the phone moves position even slightly, if someone's taking the pictures and from one picture they're here, the next picture here, next picture here, next picture here, well, yeah, you might be in frame in all 4 pictures, but those different angles are going to make it completely impossible to get an accurate reading of the relative position of all your load-bearing joints. So that's why it's so critical that you find a way to leave the camera in a mounted position the whole time without having to touch it. And again, let's go back to a feature of the camera. I really love the time-lapse feature on, it's on, I'm sure every smartphone these days has a time-lapse feature, or you can download an app that has a time-lapse feature. I think that's a great feature because then you just set it to do it. It'll take pictures while you're getting in place, and then you just go through and pick the pictures that are are right when you're standing completely motionless. So those are all the things that we want to keep in mind for equipment. When we talk about framing, there's only a couple points here that I want to hit on. Obviously, we're going to have our camera stabilized in some way. Now, what about height-wise? I want the camera, if possible, right around your waist to belly button line. We can see how this lines up here for me. This is a little bit low. Normally, I would have it on a tripod about right here. Boom, boom, boom. How about that? I'm gonna have to get a little higher here so you can see me, but now this will be closer to my waistline, to belly button line. You want that camera kind of right in the middle of your body so there's not more stretching on the top of the photo compared to the bottom. And speaking of top to bottom, we want, if at all possible, to use portrait mode here, not landscape mode. Portrait mode is going to give you you'll be able to stand closer to the camera because you'll be able to get your whole body in there, and they'll provide a higher resolution image for yourself or your postural therapist to analyze those pictures for you. And again, we just want to make sure, no matter how we're doing this, we don't have the camera so that it is having to be moved between pictures. Now we're going to get to the final step. We're going to talk about placement. Okay, now that we're talking about body placement, we also got to talk about lighting of your body once it's in place. I don't want to see any backlighting if at all possible, meaning don't take it in front of a window or with a very bright light behind you of any kind, or this way of the camera. I've got a big ring light on right here that's going to light me up nicely, and that is going to help make sure that we've got even shadows across the whole body, or at least as close to as possible. So the lighting is very important. Try to minimize any backlighting. Next, we want to make sure that we're going to have full head to toe placement. I think you can see in the camera here, I can see the ground at the bottom there, so I know that my feet, my toes are going to be visible all the way up to my head. We want that all the way from the head to the bottom of the toes to be visible in the picture. So that's what we have to say about placement so far. I'm going to go ahead and start my time lapse. And I'm going to take a step back, and I'm going to tell you about my shake, don't fake method. Once we're ready to start taking pictures, we're going to do what I again said, shake, don't fake. Meaning, sometimes when people are taking pictures, they're feeling self-conscious. They're like, oh, they're going to see my bad posture. Well, that's the whole point. I want to see the problems in your posture. So I want you to relax. I don't want you trying to stand as tall as you can. I don't want you trying to get your feet pointed where you think they should be pointed, whatever you think that might be. I don't want you trying to, suck in your belly. I don't want to see any of these types of things. The person analyzing your posture doesn't care if you have a few extra pounds. They're trying to help you. So give them the best chance to help you and let them see you for how you are at this point in time. Once we get into place, we're going to shake. Just do, kind of some feet up and down, just take some breaths, and be very comfortable with where you are. And then stop. Take a couple breaths. Look straight ahead. Don't try to look at the camera. Look straight ahead. And my time lapse has taken, I'm sure, at least one good picture of me there. Now I'm going to turn 90 degrees. I'm going to do this shake, don't fake again. Okay, now my time lapse will have taken at least a couple of pictures of me there. Turn 90 degrees. Let's shake it, don't fake it. Do it again. Okay. Oh wait, see, even though I've done this a bunch of times, sometimes I still make adjustments when I stand. Just get to a comfortable position, take a couple deep breaths. Don't try to stand tall, don't try to look any way, just try to be yourself. And okay, I'm sure my camera is taking some good pictures there. I'm gonna do one more shake, don't fake here. And there you have it. I'm gonna put those pictures on the screen right here, and I might even tag little things if I see some postural problems. But if I do, I hope I don't. I've been working really hard, right? I don't think I'm gonna see any major problems because I've analyzed my posture quite a bit at this point. But that is how you can get 4 perfect postural pictures. I better stop this thing so I don't keep on getting tons of pictures here. There we go. And that way, like I said at the beginning, you can get the most precise and high quality postural analysis because you have the most precise and high quality data available. Your analysis can only be as good as your data. So make sure you're getting those 4 postural pictures. If you like this content and want to learn more about analyzing and addressing your own posture, be sure to follow the Posture Pain Connection right here. And you can check in my description down below for my link tree. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the social medias. I got a newsletter, whatever you want to look at, you can check it out in my link tree in the description down below. And stay tuned next week for that video about posture analysis. My name is John Clark with the Posture Pain Connection. I hope you have a functional and pain-free day, but if you don't, be sure to contact me.